Good afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Blake Matthews here. We continue to track a high-impact event here across all of Texas and including southeast Texas heading into the weekend and especially into the Monday time frame. We're talking about a very high-impact winter storm possible with snow and ice accumulations expected all the way down to the beaches. Now, not only are we talking about the accumulation of ice and snow that could bring power outages, widespread tree damage to the area as well, but we're also talking about historic cold temperatures that are on the way, something we only see 2 or 3 times per century, and it looks like this will be the coldest temperatures we've seen in Houston since December of 1989. Ask any long-term Houstonian here who has lived here most of their life, and they will remember 1989 as a widespread pipe burst event with temperatures down into the single digits, and it's not out of the question that we could see that once again. So here is a look at the forecast as we head into the next couple of days. These are your overnight lows, clearly falling off a cliff as we get into Monday morning. A temperature around 28 degrees. It is not often that we say 28 degrees will be considered warm as we head into the forecast period here, as temperatures continue to drop down to 12 degrees here in the city of Houston. I said 12 degrees here in the city of Houston, something, again, that has not happened in the last 32 years in the city of Houston. Now, outlying areas, especially to the north of I-10, could see single digits. We're talking about temperatures as low as 0 for our far northern areas and temperatures closer to those lower 20s if you get down towards the beach area. So again, 12 for the city of Houston, warming up quite significantly to 24 as we head into Wednesday, 28 into Thursday before yet another winter storm tries to move into our region. So we've got a 7-day that is full of snow icons, something that would resemble more like Kansas City than it does Houston, but nonetheless, that's what we are facing. So are single digits even possible here in the Houston area? Well, as I just got done mentioning, yes, they are. In fact, it has happened 4 times over the course of the last 130 years. The coldest temperature ever recorded, 5 degrees, January 1930. Then you go back to 1899, we had 6 degrees on not 1 but 2 consecutive nights here in the city of Houston. In December of 1989, we hit 7 degrees at Bush Intercontinental Airport. That is the coldest temperature ever recorded at the airport because remember, prior to 1969, Bush Airport did not exist. So could we see some single-digit numbers? Absolutely. Here in southeast Texas, will the city of Houston itself see those single digits? It remains to be seen. And it really goes back to what kind of conditions we're going to have, right? So the more ice and snow that we have on the ground and whether or not we have a clearing sky will all determine exactly how cold those temperatures get. So here's what we're looking at for the Arctic outbreak. We do have a winter storm warning in effect for Austin and Waco for today. Light wintry mix as we get into this weekend. That does include Saturday and Sunday. And then that leads to the high impact winter storm as we head into Monday. So here's a closer look at exactly what we're anticipating as far as our overnight lows go heading into Monday night and into Tuesday morning. These are not wind chills. These are actual air temperatures that we are forecasting for our northern counties. So if you live in Bryan College Station, Anderson, out towards Bead Eyes, Huntsville, San Jacinto County, Northern Polk County, Trinity, Houston counties, yes, 0 to 10 degrees. We're talking about wind chill factors sub-0 in those locations. Now here locally in our central counties, that does include Conroe, The Woodlands, Spring, Aldine, Hockley, Jersey Village, Tomball, all the way down into areas around downtown Houston, maybe Mission Bend, Stafford, getting into Fort Bend County. That includes you out in Greatwood, Sugarland, Richmond, all the way down towards El Campo and Morton County, Colorado County, Austin County, and Washington County. We're talking about temperatures, an actual air temperature of 10 to 16 degrees. Obviously, at that point, it does not matter if it's 10 or 16. It is all the same, and we're looking at dead plants and, of course, busted pipes. So you're certainly going to want to take all the precautions necessary. We're talking about maximum freeze protection is going to be necessary as we head into Tuesday morning. Now, as we head into our coastal counties, this includes Chambers County, Galveston County, Brazoria, and Matagorda counties. Temperatures here 17 to 24, and that does take us all the way to the actual beach itself. So very cold temperatures indeed expected. We are already seeing that the weather is overperforming as far as what the models were suggesting. We were not anticipating a winter storm breaking out here from Austin to Waco today, but nonetheless, that is what has happened, and a winter storm warning is in effect. So if your travels do take you out west along 290, if you're headed out towards the hill country, be mindful. We had a 32-car pileup in Austin earlier today, and a 100-car pileup up there in Fort Worth that did result in the death of 5 people. So pretty traumatic stuff already, and it is not over. In fact, it is just now getting started, and dare I say it is going to get much worse by the time we head into early next week before things get better. And it's going to be a long time, by the way, before those temperatures warm up. It is 19 degrees right now in Oklahoma City, 27 in Dallas. We're flirting with those mid-30s there in Austin. 30 degrees there in Tyler as that precipitation continues to push off to the north. Dallas right now seeing a few scattered sleet pellets, perhaps maybe a little bit of freezing rain out there as well. They are under the winter weather advisory. Here is where the winter storm warning is in effect from Austin out towards Waco. Tyler right now at 30 degrees, that precipitation continuing to push on off to the north, and some heavy rain out there to the south of I-10 just to the west of Houston. This is going to be Colorado County right there, Wharton County, so this is going to be just to the west of Columbus. So if you are out in Columbus, you look to your west, you may be close enough to begin to see the lightning and hear the thunder out there, so just a heads up. And it's so remarkable. We're talking about big thunderstorms with a temperature in the upper 30s and lower 40s, so these are very elevated storms as they continue to push on in. Temperatures right now continue to fall. We're down to 37 degrees now in Katy, 38 degrees in Conroe, flirting with freezing out there in Aggie Land, 42 again at Bush, 43 at Hobby, and even Galveston getting in on the action at 48 degrees. Nationwide, the temperatures continue to be the big story. Right now, it is 10 below zero up there in International Falls, 12 below zero right now in Billings, and you'll notice that cold air is going to continue to slip right down the front range of the Rockies and right down into Texas. Now, normally what happens in these situations is you have the troughs dig, and then they dig off to the east. So this brings the coldest of the temperatures to places like Nashville and Atlanta, maybe Charlotte, or out towards the Ohio Valley. This is not one of those situations. In fact, this is one of those situations where it is a perfect storm to bring the coldest of the air right down into Texas. It is going to fall straight south, and that's where we're looking at the onset of some of the most prolific temperatures we've ever seen here across the southeast Texas. So as we take a look at the future track, this takes us into 2:30. Already the model is too warm. Remember, Katy, you were at 37 degrees. Sugar Land, you were in the upper 40s as well. Well, all right, this is what the model is showing. Right now, you're in the upper 30s. So already we're looking at an 8 to 10 degree difference just in the model. So the model is not cold enough, and that's what we're afraid of as we head into the beginning of the weekend and into early next week. Right now, we are forecasting 12 degrees here for the city of Houston, and if the model is wrong or is too warm as it is now, how low does the temperature go here in Houston? Do we hit 8 degrees? Do we hit 5 degrees? Does it get even colder than that? Remember, 5 degrees is the coldest temperature ever recorded here in the city of Houston. So again, a lot goes into this. We're going to continue to watch this hour by hour. Depends on how much snow and ice is going to be on the ground. Right now, it does look like there could be a significant amount of snow and ice even here in the city of Houston heading into Sunday evening and into Monday. Travel expected to be absolutely impossible across all of southeast Texas. So wherever you are planning to go for your Saturday or Sunday, be at that destination no later than noon on Sunday as those temperatures continue to crater as our next Arctic front begins to push on through. Let's walk through this together. This takes us into this evening, 6 o'clock. Again, 44 degrees at Bush Airport. We're at 42. I don't think this is going to happen. Sugar Land at 43. You're in the upper 30s. Again, I think the model is too warm here. What we're going to continue to watch is this area out here towards the Brazos Valley. You see those temperatures flirting with freezing. And this area is under a winter weather advisory for some patchy ice. So if your travel plans do take you out 290 or perhaps up Highway 6, you're going to want to be mindful of that as you push towards Bryan College Station. Now, as we head into the evening hours, the rain begins to come to an end. Temperatures remain on the cold side, drying it out for most of Friday, although if you're headed out 290 or out I-10 Katy Freeway, you may run into a few sleet pellets and or patches of freezing rain. By 7 a.m., most of us are stuck in those mid-30s here across the Houston area, only warming up into those mid-40s, it looks like, heading into tomorrow afternoon. Now, let's take you into Sunday and into Monday when the high-impact winter storm is expected across the Houston area. So GFS model takes us into 3 o'clock. Not much going on heading into Friday. By Saturday, we have a little impulse of moisture coming in. You'll notice already the pink showing up here just to the north of San Antonio. That does indicate some sleet and freezing rain. Now, as we head into Sunday morning, this is 6 o'clock, Maybe if you're north of I-10, Conroe, Huntsville, headed out towards College Station, maybe Madisonville, this is where we could be looking at a little bit of icing, maybe more of a winter weather advisory type criteria with some patchy ice on some of the area bridges up there. But I think most of the area stays fairly okay as we head into Sunday morning. It's what happens when we go into Sunday night when things begin to get really interesting. This takes us into 10:30. You can see the widespread ice already beginning to break out as our next storm system begins to dig into a very, very cold air mass that will be in place at this time. So as we head into Monday morning, there you go. We're talking about a mess as far as ice. And this is the GFS model showing more of a warm nose in the atmosphere that would melt those snowflakes, but they would refreeze as they get into the lower part of the atmosphere where we live. And that's what causes ice accretion on branches and cars and houses and freeways and roads and everything else it touches. So this could be a heck of an ice storm here as we head into Monday morning. This takes us into about the lunch hour with some heavy snow up there towards Dallas, maybe towards Shreveport and areas up into Oklahoma City. We're not done yet. As we head into Wednesday and into Thursday, we're talking about the possibility of yet another winter storm developing and pushing across our area. In fact, the GFS brings snow and ice into our region late Wednesday night and into Thursday morning. So right now I do have a 50% chance of snow showers in the forecast heading into Thursday morning. This is a look at the European model. It is by far more aggressive with the snow totals than the GFS is. The European model says, you know what? I think the cold air is going to be there and it's going to be a little bit deeper, and that means that those snowflakes are going to have a chance to work all the way down to the ground. So we could be looking at some heavy snow even for the city of Houston as we get into 8:30 on Monday morning. So regardless of what kind of precipitation we're going to have, it looks like it's going to be frozen, whether it's going to be freezing rain, sleet, or snow. I do not think rain is going to be in the equation here for southeast Texas. The further north you get, the more likely it is it's going to be snow, and it could be very heavy snow at that, with winds 25 to 35 miles per hour. So we're dealing with a winter storm that is something you would see up towards Kansas or Nebraska or maybe towards the upper Midwest, not something you would see here across central and southeast Texas. But nonetheless, that is exactly what we're expecting as we head into Monday. Now, by 1 o'clock in the afternoon, we think that the snow will begin to exit the region. So I really think this is a late Sunday night into early Monday morning type event, but it doesn't matter. Whatever falls from the sky is going to stay on the ground as we head into Monday afternoon, Monday night, and into Tuesday. Keep in mind, Tuesday morning is when we're looking for those overnight low temperatures to drop down to about 12 degrees. So clearly, whatever is on the ground is going to stay there and is going to create a travel nightmare as we head into Tuesday as well. Now, as we head into, again, Tuesday, all that begins to clear out, but also we're anticipating another storm system pushing in as we head into next Wednesday and Thursday. So a lot going on here. Again, take this 7-day in. It's not one you see very often here in the city of Houston, with the highest temperature over the next 7 days only 42 degrees. So we're going with 42 degrees heading into your Friday, a 20% chance of mainly liquid precipitation, perhaps maybe a few sleet pellets or some freezing rain to the north and west of Houston. Again, the same thing on Saturday, 20% chance, mainly liquid rain here in the city, inside Harris County. But once you get to the north, that's where it could transition over to a little bit of sleet and freezing rain. The same on Sunday, high temperatures only in the mid to upper 30s here as we head into the second half of the weekend. But it's what happens heading into late Sunday night into Monday. We're looking at an 80% chance of a winter storm. High temperatures start at 28. We end at 28. In fact, we could even end up in those mid-20s depending on how hard the ice and snow comes down on Monday. Now, as the storm system departs and the air becomes stagnant, the atmosphere settles down, that's when we could be looking at temperatures dropping down to 12 degrees. Again, that's in the city of Houston. To the north, Woodlands, Conroe, Huntsville, maybe Tomball, Jersey Village, Hockley, places like that, Brenham. That's where we'd be looking at temperatures dropping below 10 degrees, and that would be the first time since 1989 that we've seen single digits here close to the city. As we head into Wednesday, 24 degrees, more rain and snow in the forecast, especially getting into Wednesday evening with a high temperature right around 36 degrees, and we stay in the mid-30s as we head into your Thursday as well, with a 50% chance here of morning snow showers on Thursday. Again, it's a little too far out to be talking about accumulations or just what kind of storm system this would be, but nonetheless, that's what's showing up in the models right now, and it is subject to change. But again, we're talking about a very cold week ahead. The next 7 days, 40s, 30s and even upper 20s. The last time that we had a high temperature of 28 degrees, well, that occurred on December the 23rd, 1989, 2 days before Christmas. And of course, we remember the sort of situation that we faced there with the amount of pipes that broke across the region. So what you need to do now, use today and tomorrow. Yes, they're going to be cold days, but they're going to be above freezing. Get your house prepared. We're talking about extra blankets, manual can openers. Be prepared for long power outages as power lines begin to snap. Now, what's interesting here, if it is more of an ice storm, so between two power poles, you have a span of wire, right? So a ½ inch of ice between two power poles equates to 500 pounds. So that's why we could potentially see all these power lines begin to break, and of course think about tree limbs and things like that as we head into Monday. So certainly a high impact event heading into Monday. We'll continue to keep you updated on that, but this is our best guess as of right now. Certainly things could continue to change, but either way, it is going to be a very cold weekend and an extremely frigid cold week heading into next week. We'll continue to keep you updated on this as things change. In the meantime, we'll hope you'll join us coming up today at 4 o'clock. We'll see you then.